Once upon a time, in a small African village nestled between lush mountains and endless savannas, there lived a girl named Adanna. The name Adanna meant father's daughter, and she truly was her father's pride. But the world around her, ruled by unyielding traditions, didn't see her worth beyond her role as a future wife and mother. Adanna was 17, with a heart full of dreams and courage that burned brighter than the village bonfires. Her mother often warned her to quiet her spirit, saying, "A woman's strength is in her silence, Adanna. The world doesn't like a loud wind from a quiet corner." But Adanna believed differently. She often asked, "Why should I stay silent when my voice can bring change?" Adanna's village, Omona, had always lived under a peculiar law: no woman could speak or lead in the presence of the elders. Decisions were made by men, and women were expected to obey. Tradition was the backbone of the community, and to question it was to court danger. However, disaster struck one fateful season. The rains that sustained their crops failed, and a cruel drought gripped the land. The streams dried up, and the once bountiful harvest turned into brittle wastelands. Hunger gnawed at the bellies of the villagers, and children's laughter was replaced by cries of despair. The elders declared, "The gods are angry. We must appease them with a sacrifice." Adanna, listening from a distance, froze. A sacrifice. The elders had decided that a young maiden must be offered to the gods at the sacred grove. They believed the blood of an innocent would bring rain. That night, Adanna couldn't sleep. The thought of sacrificing a girl to the gods made her stomach churn. The chosen maiden, Nkem, was her best friend. Sweet, gentle Nkem, who had never harmed a soul, was to die for a tradition that had no proof of its power. Adanna couldn't accept it. She stormed into her father's hut and said, "Papa, this is wrong. How can we let an innocent girl die?" Her father sighed, his face heavy with age and sorrow. "Adanna, it is not our place to question the elders or the gods. Tradition has kept us safe for generations." "No, Papa," Adanna retorted, her voice trembling with emotion. "Tradition has kept us silent, not safe." Adanna knew she couldn't fight this battle alone. She gathered a few trusted friends under the moonlight: Chima, the village hunter, Ifinanya, a widowed midwife, and a handful of brave young women who shared her outrage. Together, they devised a plan. They would confront the elders and demand a different solution. They rehearsed their arguments, knowing full well the dangers of challenging authority. But Adanna had a secret weapon, a story her grandmother had told her. Grandmother Onom had once spoken of a hidden spring deep in the forest, a place untouched by drought. The elders had forbidden anyone from searching for it, claiming it was sacred ground meant only for the gods. Adanna believed this spring was real and could save their village. The next morning, Adanna led her group to the village square. The elders sat on carved wooden stools, their faces stern and unyielding. Villagers gathered, curious yet afraid, as the young girl stood before the council. Adanna spoke with a voice that shook but did not falter. "Honorable elders, I beg you to reconsider. Sacrificing Nkem will not bring the rain. Let us search for the hidden spring in the forest instead." The crowd gasped. The hidden spring was a taboo subject. The chief elder, a man named Okeke, narrowed his eyes. "You dare challenge tradition, girl? The gods will punish us for your arrogance." Adanna stepped closer, her fist clenched. "The gods gave us minds to think and hands to walk. Why would they want blood when they've given us the earth's treasures to survive?" The elders erupted in anger, calling her disrespectful and reckless. But Adanna's words had stirred something in the villagers. Murmurs spread through the crowd. For the first time, people began to question whether the old ways were truly sacred or merely fearful. With or without the elders' blessing, Adanna and her group ventured into the forbidden forest. The journey was perilous. The forest was alive with dangers, thorns that tore at their skin, wild animals that howled in the distance, and shadows that seemed to follow them. Adanna's determination kept them moving. When they grew tired, she reminded them of the children who cried themselves to sleep with empty stomachs. When fear threatened to break them, she spoke of the legacy they would leave if they succeeded. Finally, after days of searching, they found it in a crystal-clear spring bubbling from the earth, surrounded by lush greenery untouched by drought. Tears filled Adanna's eyes as she knelt and drank. This was the answer they had been seeking. Adanna and her group returned to the village with jars of water from the spring. The elders were speechless, and the villagers erupted in celebration. For the first time, a girl's voice had brought salvation to Umona. As the villagers used the spring's water to revive their crops, dark clouds gathered in the sky. The first drops of rain fell, turning the parched earth into mud. The drought was over. The elders, humbled and ashamed, publicly admitted their mistake. They abolished the tradition of human sacrifice and invited women to join the council. Adanna's courage had broken centuries of silence. Adanna's story spread far and wide, inspiring other villages to question harmful traditions and embrace change. She became a symbol of courage, proving that one voice could indeed change the world. As for Adanna, she remained in Umona, helping her people rebuild. She never sought power or glory, only the chance to create a better future for those who came after her.